What is up, everybody? Eagle here with the first day of Vlogmas. Vlogmas is back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited now. I might not be excited a few weeks from now, but I'm gonna do my best to keep my morale levels high. Throwing it back, I did Vlogmas in 2017, 2018, 2019. The plan was to do it, but a bunch of random stuff happened. I broke my hand, and I had my hand was casted, so it just wasn't the best. I wasn't in the best headspace to do Vlogmas, so I just decided I'm gonna take a year off. But we're in 2020 now, feeling ready to go. I'm gonna make this Vlogmas hopefully the best one yet, and okay, I'm gonna just put a crazy number. If we hit 75,000 subscribers in the time that I do Vlogmas, by the end of it, I'm gonna shave my head. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I put a very lofty goal, so yeah, I don't want to shave my head. But if we hit 75,000 subscribers, that's a huge jump. That's more than doubling what I got now. I'll do it. So if you want to see me shaved with a shaved head, if you want to see a bald eagle, then hit the subscribe button down below. All right, so 24 videos straight. Let's jump into it. The first video is my 2020 season in review. 2020 was a weird year for all of us, but luckily the Disc Golf Pro Tour came through and was able to keep us playing in the midst of a pandemic, and they were able to keep us safe and grow disc golf at such a weird time. 2020 was a great year for disc golf. I think that's probably all we can say. That's the only way we can connect great with 2020 is with disc golf. So, at least there was a small win for the disc golf community. But, let's jump into my year. I'm going to tell you some of the highlights and lowlights of 2020 for me. The first event I played was the Bare Bones Jewel. It was at, I forget the name of the course. It was at the course it was Anthony Barella's home course. I played against Anthony Barella, Adam Hammis, Nick Newton, Owen Bear, and some of the local Arizona guys. Basically, I didn't play Las Vegas Challenge. I didn't play Wintertime Open. I decided to go to Tucson, Arizona, a week and a half before the Memorial started, and I was just looking on Disc Golf Scene, and I saw that there was a tournament, an unsanctioned tournament, the Bare Bones Jewel, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play it. Perfect. So 2 days, 27 holes each day. I ended up winning, which was really cool. I beat out Owen Bear, local guy there. Owen Bear, local guy there. Nice rhyme. And it was a really good payout. I think I paid like $100, and I won $1,200 just at this little non-sanctioned event. Really cool. Was really fun to see some of the local Arizona guys, interact with them before COVID. So a bunch of high fives, handshakes, and all that good stuff. Next event was the Memorial Championship. I was the defending champion going into the event. Not gonna lie, I really wanted to win it, but Calvin Heimberg ended up taking it down. And if I recall correctly, I took down some video. I screen recorded some videos on my phone, and one of the most memorable moment for me of the event was me being down one stroke going into the final hole, and I had the opportunity to thread or make the Mando, the Clown's Mouth, triple Mando, to try and tie the event. I was the first player up on the tee. I had the opportunity to put pressure on Calvin. MD3 in my hand, just throw it way too high over the Mando and miss it, throw it straight in the water, completely throw away all my chances of winning. Calvin just laid up, actually threw a really bad layup shot, and was forced to pitch to the mouth of the Mando, but lays up, wins the tournament by 1 or 2 strokes. And I played really good. I averaged 1068 at the Memorial. Obviously wanted to win, but it was a hard-fought battle with Calvin, and Calvin persevered. He got so hot at the end, so he deserved to win that event. After Memorial, I was actually supposed to go to Spain, but that's when, you know, all the COVID stuff was starting to hit, and I decided to opt out of that event, which was very unfortunate. I know I made a few people sad. Really wanted to see my Estonian friends, but, you know, I felt like I didn't want to get stuck in Spain with travel, or, you know, anything weird happen. So I opted to go to Austin, Texas hang out there with my dad before Waco. Got up to Waco, practiced the Waco Charity Open courses, the Beast, and, you know, I really liked that course. Very good diversity, and just a really good overall challenge event that I look forward to every year. Unfortunately, it was kind of a sad event, because that's second round of the event is when we realized, or when the PDJ announced that the season was getting postponed, put on hold. So I had a terrible first round. I shot a 990 first round. I was really upset. And then getting to the course the next day, I heard the season's postponed. It was the final round, and then I was like, what do I do? I'm gonna go back to Colorado. I was actually supposed to go to Alabama to see my girlfriend, but, you know, after the Waco event, me and my dad went home to Colorado. But, you know, it was just overall really crappy. I took like 20 something place. Not the best. When I don't finish top 10, I feel like I kind of failed for the event. My prep was bad, or, you know, my mind just wasn't there. But, you know, all around, Waco was just kind of I felt like a flop for a lot of people, except Colton Montgomery. Shout out to Colton. It was a really cool moment for him. He stormed off chase card, won the event, and, you know, Colton's someone who I've played with for a long time. He's from Longmont, which is just, you know, 15 minutes down the road from here. So to see him win a Pro Tour event, you know, just made a lot of Colorado people proud. So that was really awesome to see. After that, you know, headed home to Colorado, posted up for a few months, waiting to hear from the Disc Golf Pro Tour to resume the season, which it did. Flash forward a few months into June, all the players met up in Emporia, Kansas to play the Dynamic Discs Open. First event back. Was honestly such a weird feeling, because, you know, all the players were basically coming out of lockdown, wearing masks on the course, distancing from each other, and it just, you know, I was don't get me wrong, I was so happy to be out there, but it just felt so weird not having spectators at the Emporia Country Club, something that, you know, we're so used to doing. At least we got to play, and that was the tournament that got on CBS. So shout out to Dynamic Discs for making that happen. That was huge. Paul Macbeth ended up winning that event. Calvin charging from chase card almost to win the event. I didn't really do anything too special, in my honest opinion. I averaged 1041, never really got on a roll, just kind of felt a little bleh. It was just kind of an overall bleh event for me. The next event, I would redeem myself slightly. The Preserve Championship up in Minnesota. That was really cool. Kale LaVisca designed a really fun course on this amazing piece of land just northwest of Minneapolis. Just a great overall experience up there. Nico LaCastro ended up taking it down. Some of my highlights were throwing really far rollers. This is like a 700-foot hole. I threw it out of bounds past the basket and made this massive putt for a circle 3 birdie, something that just doesn't really happen on that hole. So that was really cool. The rollers were working really good, throwing the DD3. And then obviously, you know, I think I said it, Nico took down the event. It was his first win in a long time, so really cool to be on lead card there to watch him celebrate. So congratulations, Nico. Then I fly back home, and this is when I had a little turning point in the 2020 season. I was kind of upset. I wasn't playing as good as I wanted to, and I knew that I had to just step it up. So I had about 20 days at home, And in that 20 days, I want to say I went to the gym 7 or 8 times. I was really focused on getting some reps in, going to the field, playing tags matches, and just, you know, really getting in the swing of disc golf again, because I didn't have that feeling. So I would fly out of Colorado July 20th to go to Michigan to play the Discraft Great Lakes Open. The first time to Michigan, stayed with Simon, Terry Roethlisberger, Casey White, Chris Clemens in Ann Arbor. Shout out to the people in Ann Arbor. That place is really cool. I hope to be back next year. But overall, just a really cool time. I won the D-Glow, which was really meaningful to me. I didn't do anything too crazy. I just really stuck to my game plan, grinded it out. At one point, Kevin Jones was beating me by 4 strokes in the final round, and I thought he was going to take it down. But, you know, I just kept my head in the game and kept my foot on the gas. And before not, I had the opportunity to throw the winning putt, hole 18, hit a putt from outside the circle. Didn't know the scores. I'm sure a few of you may have remembered that. Wasn't really keeping track of the scores too much. All I knew was that I needed to birdie that hole to have a chance. Chris Dickerson actually came up from behind with one of the hot rounds. So making that putt, you know, got me out of playing in a playoff against him, which honestly I'm pretty stoked about, because I didn't want to have to play Dickerson, because that guy's really good. But yeah. I averaged 1064 on that event. Really solid. After that, flew down to Alabama, played 1B tier, the Sparkman Monster 2-day event. Shredded that course. I shot a 16 down and an 11 down, 1058 average. Fun little B tier. First time I ever played a tournament in Alabama. My girlfriend played, she won, so that was cool. Then one of the most surprising events to me was the Idlewild Open. I wasn't going to play because there was a bunch of weird stuff going on. My girlfriend was, you know, saying that she was going to work, she wasn't going to work, and I finally got her to take off. So we drove up from Huntsville to basically Cincinnati, Ohio. That's where Idlewild is, just a little south, just over the Kentucky border. Played the Idlewild course for the first time. Love that course. I'd have to say, you know, I'm not saying this, there might be a little bit of a bias there because I won the tournament, but I was thinking it before as well. It's one of my favorite wooded courses, just for the challenge. You know, all the lines are very fair yet very challenging. So that was it was a really cool event. Threw a hot first round, kind of an off second round. Kind of put myself off lead card, which I was disappointed. But you know, chase card the chase card the third and final day, just got on a heater. I threw in this crazy eagle on hole 2. I was on the left side, sidearm with an FD2, flexing. I think it's gonna hit a tree. Doesn't hit a tree. It's too fast, but it slams the basket, and just that was enough to just put a fire under my butt. And 9 holes later, I'm perfect through 9, perfect through 10, perfect through 11, and at that point I kind of fizzled out. I went into kind of like defensive mode, kind of struggling here and there to get my par, even like mixing a bogey. So there was just a little bit of turbulence going on, but ended up finishing strong with 2 birdies and a par. And little did I know, I was at the top of the leaderboard. I didn't think I was going to win. I thought Paul McBeth was going to come out ahead, but he didn't. I ended up winning that event, averaging 1048. First time winning at a wooded course. First time winning off chase card. And my second Disc Golf Pro Tour win in a row. So I felt like I was absolutely at the top of the world. My girlfriend was there, ran over and picked her up afterwards, and it was one of the best disc golf memories I've ever had. Absolutely, didn't feel real afterwards. I was on cloud 9 for, a good week to 2 weeks after. Just everything felt perfect. Hanging out with her, it was really, really cool. But after that, you're forced to move on, play the next event. Green Mountain Championships. This was a really tough event to get to. You had to complete a 14-day quarantine in the state of Vermont before you were able to roam about, go to stores, go out in public. So Calvin Heimberg, Thomas Gilbert, Eric and Tina Oakley, we got a place, and we just basically said, all right, we're quarantining before GMC, and it was a wild ride. Green Mountain Championship, if you go back in the past, has brought me so much trouble throughout the years, and honestly, I was a little bit afraid, and I didn't really want to go. I didn't really want to go to the event. I think the courses are great, but just my experiences from the past kind of deterred me and made me, want to run and have my tail between my legs, but I didn't let that happen. I figured if you want to be a truly good disc golfer, you have to face your fears and go play the events that you don't really want to play. So I did that. Practice on the courses, and the practice rounds kicked my butt. There was a time that I just felt like I felt so defeated, but luckily 14 days of practice gave me enough to where I started to feel confident on the courses. First round at Brewster Ridge, shot 8 down. 8 down at Fox Run, another 8 down at Brewster Ridge. Some crazy highlights in the one round. I hit like these 3 outside the circle putts in a row that I just felt like I was on fire on that front part of the course. Challenging Kevin Jones for the lead at the time, but Kevin just was on a whole nother level. Ties the course record at Brewster. And then final round, we go to Fox Run Meadows. Kevin has the lead, and there's kind of like this awkward dance going on. Paul's pushing, I'm trying to push, and I have a really good opportunity to maybe cut it close to Kevin and be a contender at the event for the win. But hole 7, I shank this icky forehand out of bounds. Basically, just it was a really inopportune time to throw such a bad shot. Then 2 shots later, I throw another shot out of bounds, getting a 7 on the par 5. Everyone else didn't really do good on the par 5 either, but I lost ground where my drive was. I feel like I could have got a par or maybe a birdie, and maybe tied Kevin and been a little bit more competitive. But I did my very best to keep my head in the game because I was really focused on just having a good finish in Vermont. A top 10 finish would have meant the world to me, which I did get. Got 4th place, and basically the 4 past events, D-Glow, Sparkman Monster, Idlewild, and GMC were that was my hot streak of the year. That's when Eagle McMahon was at his best, and I could look back at those and feel really good about myself. Then the week after, I basically said, oh, I'm playing good right now, might as well take a break and not really even try. I didn't really say that, but that's kind of what it felt like in retrospect. Played the MVP Open and just felt really weird. I was like, I don't know if I was sick. I don't think I was sick, but my body was really achy. I was like thinking in my head that I had Lyme disease. My knees were all messed up, and I just felt like this tiredness come over me for all the rounds at MVP. Nothing really good came from that tournament. Probably one of my worst events, in my humble opinion, in a long time. I took 14th place. Never was in contention for the top 10, which that's something that I'm not really used to feeling, and I don't want to get used to feeling like that. I felt like a flat basketball, or just insert whatever quote that correlates with being, not sharp. I felt like a dull knife. I felt like a kite with a hole in it. Basically, I felt like I was bowling with a beach ball. Okay, you get the point. But after that event, I was supposed to play the main state championships, still feeling like not good, like physically. Played one round in Maine, and I just felt terrible. And I pulled out of Maine, and some people were like, oh, Eagle's scared, he doesn't want to play wooded course, and that's not true. The reason I pulled out of that tournament up in Maine was because I want to take each and every event as serious as possible. I want to, stick to my practice routine. I want to go in feeling confident. And the environment I was in Maine, my practice schedule, I got there basically 2 days before the event, and I had to practice 2 really tough courses. I just decided this isn't going how I want to. And if I'm not practicing and going in with a high level of discipline, I don't feel like I should play. I honestly don't. So moving forward, I'm gonna look to make sure I make the most out of my time, which I didn't do at Maine. But plus that, I wasn't feeling very good. I fly back to Alabama to kind of rest up, get ready for USDGC. I got 2 Lyme's disease tests. The one test came back equivocal, and then I got this test called the Western blot test, which ended up being a more accurate test. But thank goodness it came back negative. But for some reason, that was just messing with my head for a good 2 weeks. So I just had to get that figured out to make sure that everything was okay. But after that test came back negative, I got back practicing, getting ready for USDGC, fly from Huntsville to Charlotte, North Carolina. Don't play Jonesboro because I wanted extra time to practice the US championships, and practice was going pretty good. I would say I was semi-sharp at that event. The first 3 rounds were pretty solid, and then the final round just basically wrecked me. I was not ready to play in the rain. I wasn't ready mentally, physically. I was getting very frustrated, and coming down the stretch, I just made quite a few mistakes that prevented me from getting like a podium finish, which obviously going to that final round, I was trying to dig deep, figuring out how I could win. But hole number 6, I took a massive number on 7, which you really can't do. And basically that destroyed my chances of winning the event, or really being competitive for some of the top spots. I still had an opportunity coming down the stretch. I got a little bit hot, got a few birdies in a row, but with the rain, everything was so wet. My hands weren't working right. The grip was weird. Hole 17, I missed the island, which was really terrible because if I would have went par, birdie, I would have finished 3rd place. Got a good bonus. I would have made a lot of money, but instead I did go 5, so double bogey, and finish in 8th place. Just really frustrating. I hated how I felt after the event. I was really pumped to see Chris Dickerson win. That was really awesome. I love it when players get their first big win, because I remember when I did, and it just changes your whole perspective on the sport. The hard work pays off. So it was really cool to see Dickerson win. But I was so frustrated. So afterwards, I talked to Seth at Disc Golf Strong, and I just wanted to get things moving. I got tired. I don't want to have that feeling again at USDGC. So this moment right here, I'm going to watch this before USDGC to remind myself, USDGC 2021, and remind myself, no more. I'm not having it. But next weekend was the Disc Golf Pro Tour finale. I had a bye to the semi-final round, and Pro Tour finale got on ESPN, the final round. So knowing that, I wanted to get on ESPN so bad. I was training every day. I was playing the most focused practice rounds I could achieve at that time. Basically, I pushed myself really hard, and I had a good mental. I thought I had a good headspace going into the event, but 4 holes in, oh my gosh. Just roll the video. You see, it's just I'm putting uphill and sail it over the top of the basket, have the putt again, really terrible, missed the putt over the top, throw it again, goes out of bounds. On hole 4, the par 4, I ended up taking an 8 and pretty much ruining my chances of getting on ESPN. And I was just so mad at myself afterwards, just thinking, you know, you practiced all week, you wanted to get on ESPN so bad, and it wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. But, you know, coming down the stretch, I actually had some opportunities to push. 3 under got in, and I finished maybe like 1 under on the day. So I could have dug deep. I wasn't really happy with my performance that final round mentally. Just all over the place. Decide, all right, I'm done. I'm done with this year. I need a lot of work to do, seeing how good some of the other players are, and I just did not feel at the same level as them. So started training disc golf strong, and you know, that's basically what I've been doing since the final day of that tournament, trying to eat healthy, push myself to be better, and you know, try to gain an edge on the competition. So basically that was my year. It was so weird. I want to say it was a good year. I'd say it was definitely a good year. I cashed in around 20 grand for only playing 11 or 12 events, so not really playing that much. I kind of thought of it as a little bit of an off year. I wasn't pushing myself to play a bunch of extra you know, A tiers, B tiers, kind of what only made sense. You know, with COVID, traveling was a little bit more difficult, so I basically had to just take it one step at a time, and I did so. And I got the opportunity to do a lot of other stuff in 2020 that I wouldn't have got to do otherwise. But you know, off season now, I'm focused. I just signed the 3-year extension with Discmania, and you know, I want to make them proud. I want to make myself proud, make my dad proud, make my girlfriend proud, my grandparents proud. You know, just basically put in a lot of work to gain an edge on the competition and focus to be the best player I can be. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you know, I'm not like the Paul Macbeth or the kind of Ricky type of people who, you know, have to be first place. You know, there's definitely a part of me that really wants that, and I get in these moments where I'm like, if you're not first or you're last. But what it really comes down to for me is giving it my all, making sure I gave it my best effort out there, and just was in the moment, taking advantage of each and every moment. So that's really the goal for me, and I believe that if I do that, then I'm going to be a contender at every event. So if I can focus on just giving my best, then I'm going to be up there with Paul, Ricky, Calvin, and some of the best players. So, you know, moving forward to 2021, don't really know what's in store for the future. Every day something new's happening in the world, but hopefully start the year at the Las Vegas Challenge, head down to Waco, Texas States, pretty much the whole tour. I'm really hoping that 2020 goes a little bit more, or 2021 is a little bit more normal than this year. But you know, you got to take one day at a time, and I'm just going to be focusing on, you know, giving my all in every moment, focusing on what I can control, and basically being disciplined. My SD card died. So basically what I'm trying to say is 2021, I'm coming for you, and I'm going to learn from the mistakes I made in 2020, and basically that means I'm going to be more disciplined, more focused, and make the most out of every moment. So those are my 3 keys for success moving forward, and you know, it starts now. I'm looking forward to it. Guys, this was the first day of Vlogmas, and thank you for watching. I have a giveaway for tomorrow, because you know, I can't really do a giveaway right now because I don't have comments from yesterday, but tomorrow I will have comments from today. So the giveaway will be a Huck Lab hoodie, a Discmania Mentor, and a bunch of stickers. So comment down below, what's the most beautiful place you have been to? One of the most beautiful places I've been to is where I live, Boulder, Colorado, Rocky Mountain. Absolutely amazing. So guys, till next time, which is tomorrow, it's Vlogmas! Yeah! Keep on dreaming. Peace. I talk a lot. It's like chocolate. It's gonna be fun for everyone. Get down in the sun. Yeah, we're in Colorado. It's rad. Oh yeah. That's terrible. It's absolutely awful, but this is an audio test, so that's good.